Hello everybody, it is Alec of Coin Collector. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm sure if you've been on the internet for some time or watching YouTube videos from some time, you've seen icebergs of everything from your favorite TV show to the deep web to practically anything. Today's video, I have for you a iceberg of coin collecting. And I've gone through this whole list and I'm going to X off everything I have covered in my channel throughout my channel's life of me talking about coins. And keep in mind, I have several hundred videos. I have been a coin YouTuber for quite some time. I looked up one of my posted my first coin related video, and the first coin related video that I have that is actually still up is from February 15th, 2021, and holy crow, how things have changed. I'm gonna say my videos are way higher quality than they used to be, and if you want to look for it yourself, that's you're gonna have to do some digging because wow. The X's you see and the squiggles you see are stuff that I have covered. And the stuff that I haven't covered is not X'd out yet. I'm going to work my way from tier 2 downward. So we're going to start with tier 2. First coins that I haven't covered on the second tier are the Westward Journey commemorative coins, more specifically from the nickels. It was a series of nickel coins issued from 2004 to 2006 to celebrate the bicentennial of the Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark Expedition. Bicentennial cents. There was a series of 4 pennies minted in 2009 to celebrate Lincoln's 200th birthday. Each design on the reverse features a stage of Lincoln's life. They were the birth and childhood, formative years, professional life, and the presidency, in that order. The picture I'm showing you of the bicentennials, that's in order, that's what they look like. Tier 3. 1, 2, 3. There is only one thing I haven't covered in this tier, American Innovation Dollars. American Innovation Dollars are a multi-year series of $1 coins issued by the U.S. Mint. They feature a unique reverse design for each state, DC, and the 5 territories that showcases an innovation or innovator. The obverse on the heads is all the same, but it's the tails or the reverse that's different. And the program began in 2018 and is scheduled to run until 2032. Tier 4. The lower down we get, it's less likely I've covered these coins. And Tier 4 actually has quite a few coins that I have not covered. And I'm going to cover them. You see what you have on your screen? Like you're reading a book, left to right. That's how I'm covering them. So on to the Columbian Expedition 1892 half dollar. The Columbian half dollar. It is a coin that was issued by the Bureau of the Mint in 1892 and in 1893. The first traditional United States commemorative coin, it was issued both to raise funds for the voyage of the 1893 World Columbian Expedition and to mark the quadricentennial of the first voyage to the Americas of Christopher Columbus, whose portrait it bears. The Columbian half dollar was the first American coin to picture a historical person. Abraham Lincoln wouldn't be on the penny until 1909. Some 5 million of these were struck far beyond the actual demand, and half of them were melted eventually. Only about 400,000 were sold, and some 2 million were released into circulation, and they remained there as late as the 1950s. And when it comes to the value of these coins, they can be purchased in circulating condition for less than $20, but they can sell for nearly $1,000 in near pristine condition. The Liberty Head Double Eagle, or the Coronet Double Eagle, is an American $20 gold piece struck as a pattern coin in 1849, and for commemorative from 1850 all the way to 1907. It was designed by the mint engraver at the time. The chief engraver of the mint was James B. Longhair. The largest denomination of United States coin authorized by the Mint Act of 1792 was the eagle, a $10 piece. The large amount of bullion being brought east after the discovery of gold in California in the 1840s caused Congress to consider a new denominations of gold coinage. The gold dollar and the double eagle were a result after considerable infighting at the Philadelphia Mint. Chief engraver James B. Longhair designed the double eagle and began to issue it for commerce in 1850. Only one 1849 double eagle is known to have survived, and it's in the National Numismatic Collection at the Smithsonian. The coin was immediately successful, and merchants and banks used it in trade. It was struck until replaced by the St. Gaudens double eagle in 1907. Many were melted when FDR recalled gold coins from the public in 1933. Millions of double eagles were sent overseas in international transactions throughout its run to be melted or placed in bank vaults. Many of the latter are now have been repatriated to feed the demand from collectors and those who desire to hold gold. The American Platinum Eagle coin is the official platinum bullion coin of the United States. Proof versions of these coins are intended for coin collectors and sold directly to the public, whereas the bullion version are sold only to the mint's authorized buyers. The proof American Platinum Eagle is unique in the fact that they are the only U.S. bullion coins that have a yearly alternating design. Bullion versions are minted with the same design every year. While minted, the uncirculated Platinum Eagles match the proof designs and were struck on burnished coin blanks with a W mint mark signifying West Point, further distinguishing them from the rest of the versions. Bugio cent, also known as the Franklin cent, is the first official circulation coin by the United States. Moving right along, down to tier 6, we have the Booker T. Washington Memorial Half Dollar. It was designed by Isaac Scott Hathaway and minted between 1946 and 1951. The obverse depicts Booker T. Washington, and the reverse shows the cabin in which he was born. It's now the Booker T. Washington National Monument and the Hall of Fame for Great Americans, in which Washington is honored. The depiction on the reverse reads, From Slave Cabin to Hall of Fame. The coins were released by Booker T. Washington Birthplace Memorial Commission and were priced at $1 each in Philadelphia and San Francisco. While the lower mintage in Denver issue sold for $1.50 each, during its first year, 200,000 sets were issued, with an additional 800,000 coins intended for sale at singles minted at Philadelphia. Despite the large number sold, many of these coins were either melted or released into circulation. The George Washington Carver and Booker T. Washington Half Dollar was designed by Isaac Scott Hathaway. The obverse depicts the side portraits of George Washington Carver and Booker T. Washington, and the reverse shows a simple outline map of the United States of America, with the letters USA and the words freedom and opportunity for all Americanism around the rim. It was minted in silver from 1951 until 1954, and it was the final issue of early commemoratives. Isabella quarter, or the Columbian Exposition quarter, was a commemorative coin struck in 1893. And Congress authorized the piece at the request of the Board of the Lady Managers of the World Columbian Expedition. The quarter depicts Spanish Queen Isabella I of Castile, who sponsored Columbus's voyage to the New World. It was designed by the Bureau of the Mint Chief Engraver Charles E. Barber and is the only U.S. commemorative of that denomination that was not intended for circulation. Philadelphia dollar. It was a silver coin issued as a part of the United States participation in the Paris World's Fair of 1900, depicting Gilbert du Motier, Marquis de Lafayette, with George Washington. It was designed by Chief Engraver Charles E. Barber and was the only U.S. silver dollar commemorative prior to 1893, the first U.S. coin to depict American citizens. The 1996 W dime is a special Roosevelt dime that was minted at the West Point Mint to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the series. It was the only included 1996 uncirculated mint cent that was not released into general circulation, making it the lowest mintage business strike Roosevelt dime. Approximately 1.457 million of these dimes were produced, and the value is based on grade, which higher grade coins, especially those with full bands, can be way more valuable. The Apollo 11 50th anniversary commemorative coins. They were issued by the U.S. Mint in 2019 to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the first crew landing on the moon by Apollo 11 astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, consisting of a gold half eagle, two different sizes of silver dollars, and a couple nickel-clad half dollar. Each of the four were struck in proof condition, and the Mint also released them in uncirculated condition. The gold coins were struck at West Point, the silver at Philadelphia, and the base metal at Denver and San Francisco. Moving right along to Tier 7, we have the gold Stella $4 coin. It's an extremely rare, valuable pattern coin that was produced by the Mint in 1879 and 1880, but it was never released for mass circulation. But it was an experimental coin designed to be used in international trade with a composition intended to align with European standards. The $3 piece was a gold coin produced by the United States Bureau of the Mint from 1854 to 1889. Authorized by the Act of February 21, 1853, the coin was designed by Chief Mint Engraver James B. Longcare, and the obverse bears a representation of Lady Liberty wearing a headdress of a Native American princess, and the reverse is a wreath of corn, wheat, and tobacco. Although over 100,000 coins were struck in the first year, the coin saw little use. It circulated somewhat on the West Coast, but gold and silver were used to the exclusion of paper money. But what little puts it had in commerce in the East, it was lost in the economic disruption of the Civil War and was never regained. The piece was last struck in 1889, and Congress ended the series the following year. Although many dates were struck in small numbers, the rarest were produced at the San Francisco Mint in 1870. Only one 1870S is known to exist with certainty, and it was actually sold by Heritage Auctions for $5,520,000 in 2023. The American Palladium Eagle is the official Palladium bullion coin of the United States. Each coin has a face value of $25 and is composed of 99.95% fine palladium, with 1 troy ounce of actual palladium weight. On a side note, palladium is doing pretty good right now. The price for 1 troy ounce is between $1,400 to $1,425. I would put it smack dab in between silver and gold when it comes to the actual street value or whatever you want to call it. 1942 experimental cents. They were pattern coins struck by the United States Mint to test alternative compositions for the penny. After the outbreak of the Second World War, the demand for copper rose, and it was used in ammunition. and other military equipment. The U.S. Mint researched ways to reduce or eliminate the usage of copper in cent production, and the Mint struck this pattern coin in various metals, using the obverse design of the Colombian 2 centavo coin. Dies were sent to various companies to test potential non-metal compositions. Patterns were also struck and modified rim-like cent dies. One of the compositions tested was a zinc-coated steel, and that would become history because in 1943, that's what steel cents are made of, steel. Steelies, steel cents, whatever you want to call them, they were minted in steel in 1943, and they came back to copper in 44. But you can find copper 44s and steel 44s at the same time. But steel 1944s are very viable, and there's actually some copper in 1943s. And there's actually a bronze 1943 penny that's worth over $1 million. Confederate cent. It's an extremely rare pattern coin from 1861 with very few original examples known to exist, often selling for over $100,000. These coins were never officially minted as the project was cancelled due to fears of treason, but original dies were later used to create numerous restrikes that were also valued and valuable to collectors. Most of these valuable versions are the original uncirculated coins, but restrikes are also sought after and can be certified as collectible. The Confederate half dollar. It is a rare and historically significant coin prototype, with only 4 original examples struck in 1861 at the New Orleans Mint. It was created using the same obverse die as the half dollar that the northern states had, but the reverse was new, featuring symbols of the Confederacy, and it had 7 stars, it had stripes, and a wreath of southern plants. These original coins are highly valuable, and there are modern replicas and restrikes, but they exist, but they're not genuine and not worth much of anything. This is it. This is the final tier, the last tier in the deepest part of this iceberg. The 1836 2-cent piece is a rare pattern coin, not a coin minted for circulation at that time. It was struck in bullion, a copper-silver alloy, and it features a small eagle on the obverse and a wreath with the denomination on the reverse. Multiple variations exist, with some having a rated edge, and others a plain edge, and they are available to collectors today. In 1836, there were no circulating US gold dollar coins. Only 2 types of gold coins were produced, the quarter eagle or a $2.50 gold coin, and pattern coins for a future gold dollar, the 1836 $2.50 classic head gold coin regular issue, with a liberty head on the obverse and an eagle pattern on the reverse. The 1836 pattern gold dollar, or the Judd-67, was a special pattern coin likely struck to compete with private gold dollars, and only a small number of these were ever produced. The 1856 half-cent is a braided hair half-cent coin made of copper, and it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint with a mintage of 40,430. It was the last of its kind, as half-cents were phased out by 1857. The obverse features a profile of Lady Liberty, while the reverse has the wreath, and inside that wreath are the words half-cent. The Amazonian quarter is a rare 1872 United States pattern coin designed by William Barber, featuring a depiction of Liberty in a warrior-like stance with an eagle. It was never officially minted for circulation, but several examples were created as patterns in silver, copper, and aluminum. The nickname Amazonian originated from an 1890 coin auction and refers to the design's strength with Liberty shown with a sword and shield. 1877 half union is a United States pattern coin with a face value of $50. It is often thought as one of the most significant and well-known coin patterns in history of the U.S. Mint. The basic design featuring Liberty on the obverse was slightly modified from the similar $20 Liberty Head Double Eagle, which was designed by James B. Longhair and minted from 1849 to 1907. Today, 2 gold specimens belong to the Smithsonian, and no others are known to exist. There are also copper specimens that can go for far more than $300,000 in the right condition. The half union was never released for circulation. Raffle tokens. These were a type of way that you could modify the word 1 cent into a different kind of word. The procedure was to pay the madam the amount of cash to receive a token, and the girl would take the tokens from the customer. At the end of the evening, she would return the tokens to the madam. The token prevented the girls from handing money directly. This coin was used as the token. Hopefully you can read between the lines. The term schoolgirl dollar refers to a specific pattern coin designed by the mint engraver George T. Morgan, who also is famous for making the Morgan dollar. It was never officially minted for circulation, but is a highly sought after coin but for collectors. The name comes from the youthful appearance of the Liberty head on the coin, which features a portrait of a young girl with her hair tied back and the word Liberty on her headband. While original designs were never released, the replicas and tribute coins are now made by private mints and are available for purchase. Finally, the last coins I have to cover on the deepest part of the iceberg, the Alaska Rural Rehab tokens, or they're also known as Bingles, and they were a form of script currency used by the U.S. government during the 1930s project for the Alaska Rural Rehabilitation Corporation's Matanuska Valley Project. They were also intended for use by colonists who moved to Alaska to establish farms. These tokens were redeemable for U.S. money and destroyed after use, making original sets rare and valuable to all sorts of collectors today. Crazy.